Welcome back to your own channel, Quantum Math. Today we are going to start a new chapter, Quadratic Equations, which is very important chapter. Before providing you the syllabus which will be covered in this chapter, or the definitions and the formulas which we will be using in this chapter, before doing all that, I just wanted to highlight one thing here. Do you remember linear equations? Linear equations were in the form 2x plus 1 equals 0, whereas quadratic equations will be in the form so what's the difference between these two? One visible difference is that these are having only two terms. The linear equations have two terms, whereas quadratic equations are having three terms. And one more thing, linear equations have the highest power of the variable as 1, whereas in quadratic equations we have the highest power as 2. So this is one more difference, and the basic difference is that linear equation is used for straight lines, designating straight lines, representing straight lines, whereas quadratic equations are used for curves or parabolas, like that. Got it? So this is a graph. Whenever you draw a graph of quadratic equation, you will get curves, whereas whenever you are drawing a graph or a linear equation, you will get a straight line. Got it? So this says that whenever a linear equation is there and you solve it for x, you will get only one value of x, that is one answer of x, whereas whenever you are solving for the value of x in quadratic equations, you will get two values. Why two values? Because this particular graph shows that it is cutting at two places, so that's why it is satisfying, this particular line graph is satisfying two values of x, here and here. That's why you will always get two values of x, which are called as roots of the quadratic equations. Understand? So basically quadratic means four-sided, that is square or something, but we don't have four terms here, we don't have the power 4 here. But why are we calling it quadratic? Because quadratus means square. In Latin, quadratus means a square. So here we are having a square. That's why we are calling it as quadratic equations. Now this is, so how do you write this equation? The basic notation, the general notation will be ax square plus bx plus c. This is the general notation or the representation of quadratic equations, where a should not be equal to 0. Why is this so? Why a should not be equal to 0? Because if a becomes 0, our x square will also become 0. Then our equation will be reduced to linear equation. Then again it will be a straight line, not a quadratic equation. That's why a can't be equal to 0. Whereas b and c can be 0, but it should be, b and c should be real numbers, not irrational numbers. Okay. So for example, if I am writing 4x square minus 7x plus c plus 3 equals 0. Is this a quadratic equation or not? Yes, this is a quadratic equation. If I am writing 12x minus x square equals 1, is this a quadratic equation? Yes, this is also a quadratic equation where a is negative 1, because the coefficient of x square is a. So this is negative 1, and coefficient of x is b, so b will equal to 12, and the constant will be c. So c equal to 1. No, c is not equal to 1. It should go that side, and the equation should be in this form. So if constant is going that side, c is equal to negative 1. So these are the three coefficients in our quadratic equation. Hope this makes sense and you understand all these points. So basically what we are doing here in this chapter, we are going to do we are going to cover two very important things. First is the roots, how to solve for roots, how to get roots, and uh, what is the different types of solving equations. Factorization is there, one important method, and second is the formula. You will get to know what is the formula in our later videos. So solving these quadratic equations using the formula by factorization method, you know how to do factorization, and we will do some problems so that you will remember it. Okay, and what are the applications of quadratic equation? First of all, these are important to solve physics problems like force and motion, area problems like designing a garden, etc., and projectile motion. You know what is projectile motion? A ball is thrown from here to here, it is landing here. So this projectile motion is in the form of quadratic equation. And also profit optimization in selling products, etc., etc. So many different applications are there. So this is very interesting chapter basically. Okay, so one more important thing just wanted to cover here before we end this video is that what is a root? Root means a number which is satisfying these quadratic equations in such a way that it should balance the equation. For example, if this is our equation 5x square minus 10x minus 5 equals 0. So if I put 1 here in the place of x, if x equals 1, then it becomes 5 into 1 square minus 10 into 5 minus 5 equals 0. So 5 minus 15 equal to 0. Is it satisfying? No, it is not satisfying. That's why this is not a root. X equal to 1 is not a root. Similarly, if you use 2 here, 5 into 2 square minus 10 into 2 minus 5 equal to 0. So this will become 20 minus 20. Again, we will have minus 5 which is not equal to 0. This is not a root. Whereas if I take 5x square minus 10x plus 5 and put x equal to 1 here, then what happens here? 5 into 1 minus 10 plus 5 equals 0. So 0 equals 0. So in this equation we are having a root x equal to 1. So we will call x1 is the root of this quadratic equations. Got it? So what we'll do, we will do some problems in our next videos and try to do some example problems, exercise problems, application word problems, and definitely we will do factorizations and the formulas to find the roots. So the next video and the upcoming videos are going to be very interesting. So what you need to do, you subscribe to this channel. If you like it, you hit the like button, subscribe the channel and share it with your friends. Till then, take care. See you in our next video. Thank you. Bye. Welcome back to your own channel, Quantum Math. In the previous video, we discussed about quadratic equations and the methods of solving quadratic equations. So in today's video, we are going to discuss one method which is very super important method, which is known as factorization method to solve quadratic equations. Before we start the process, the steps of solving, we need to know one rule, that is zero product rule. What does it say? It says that if you have two real numbers a and b, both are real, and if you are multiplying them and the product is coming as 0, what does it mean? It means either a is 0 or b is 0, right? Then only product comes as 0. So a is 0 or b equal to 0, or both can be equal to 0. So this rule is important while solving for quadratic equations using factorization method. Okay, so you know what is quadratic equation is in the form ax square plus bx plus c, correct? You have to watch the first video before watching this, you will understand. So So this is in the form ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. This is your quadratic equation. Now how to solve it? What do you mean by solving an equation? It means finding the value of the variable, or in other terms, roots of the variable. What are the roots of the quadratic equations? Okay. So as I mentioned earlier also, that for linear equations you will get only one root or one solution, whereas for quadratic equations you get two solutions, two roots. Okay, so let's find out how to solve it using factorization method. These are the steps. First of all, you need to convert the given quadratic equation into standard form. I told you what is standard form: ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Removing all the radical elements such that decimals, fractions, all other things, unnecessary things, negative, -5, like that, if whatever is there, if you can remove and make it into a standard form, it is super. Then factorize the quadratic equation into two linear equations. How you will do that? I'll show you. That is the most important step. Then applying the zero product rule. Zero product rule means, for example, if your ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, after factorizing gives you x plus a into x plus b equal to 0. These are the two linear equations, right? So I'm not saying this equation will give you this answer. I'm just writing into standard form. Numbers can be any. So here, if you are equating x plus a equals 0 and x plus b equal to 0, this means you are applying zero product rule on both the linear equations. Then x equal to minus a, x equal to minus b. This is the last step, that is solving these linear equations to get the two roots of the quadratic equation. Got it? So these are the four steps. Okay, if you do some problems, then you will understand better how to solve linear equations. For example, I will take one quadratic equation: x square plus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. Now you need to split the middle term. Middle term means you have to write it in this x square plus bx plus c equal to 0 form first. Then only you will get this middle term in the right place. Otherwise, if 5x is coming first, then x square is coming second, means you are not getting the answer properly. Okay, so you have to write it into this form first. Whatever the sequence is given, first you need to write it down in the proper sequence. X square plus 5x, x square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Here is x square plus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. The middle term is your 5x. So you need to split this 5x in such a way that you should get 6 into x square. What is the first and third term? If you multiply both, you should get 6 into x square. Understand? So now you need to split 5x in such a way that if you multiply those two terms, you should get 6 square. So here what I'll do, it's very simple. 5x can be written as 3x plus 2x, correct? If I am multiplying, 3 2s are 6, x into x, x square. If I am multiplying, I am getting 6x square. If I am adding, I am getting 5x. So this is a perfect example, very simple one. So if I am multiplying 3x into 2x, I am getting 6x square, right? Satisfied. If I am adding 3x plus 2x, am I getting 5x? Yes, satisfied. Both the terms, both the conditions are satisfied here. So I can break this 5x into two parts, that is 3x and 2x. So I will write it as x square plus 3x plus 2x plus 6 equal to 0. Now I have to take out common terms. I will use only two terms. Out of these two, x square plus 3x, what is common? Common is x. I will take out common x. Then I will get x. From x square, x is gone, 1x is remaining. Plus from 3x, x is gone, 3 is remaining. Out of these two, if I take out 2 as common, 2 is gone, x is remaining. 2 3s are 6, 2 is gone, 3 is remaining. Now x plus 3 are common here. I will take out x plus 3 common. So from this, x plus 3 is gone. What is remaining? This x. From this, x plus 3 is gone. What is remaining? Plus 2. You got it in this form? Splitting x square plus bx plus c, you got x plus a, x plus p equal to 0. What you need to do here? You need to apply the zero product rule. What is zero product rule? I told you, you need to write x plus 3 equal to 0 first, so that x is equal to negative 3, x plus 2 equal to 0, you will get x equal to negative 2. So your roots are negative 2 and negative 3. These are the two solutions for this quadratic equation. I hope this was clear. If not, I'll do one more problem. X square plus 7x plus 10. Okay, this is very simple. 7x plus 10 can be written as, you tell me. Very simple problem. Apply the same as above, you will get the answer. Pause the video here, do the problem, get the roots of this, and then check the answer. Okay, I have got the roots as negative 2 and negative 5. Got it? Okay, now we will do one problem where the middle term is negative. X square minus 5x plus 6 equals 0. You need to multiply 6 in first and third term, that is 6x square, and you need to split 5x in such a way that you should get 6x square. This is also basically the same thing, but you have to write here negative 3x and negative 2x. So when you add negative 3x and negative 2x, you get negative 5x. When you multiply minus into minus plus, 3 2s are 6x square. So you have to split it, x square minus 3x minus 2x plus 6 equal to 0. So when you solve it, you will get the answers x equal to 2 and x equal to 3. Got it? Okay. So one more problem we will do end to end so that you people understand. X square minus 7x plus 12 equal to 0. Here 12x square, you should get 12x square. If you multiply, you get 12x square, and if you add, you should get negative 7x middle term. How will you get? Simple. 4 3s are 12. Negative 4x, negative 3x. So I am writing x square minus 4x minus 3x plus 12 equal to 0. So I am taking out of these two, I will take x common, so I will get x minus 4, and I will take minus 3. It's very important that the next bracket should also be x minus 4. So you can take x minus 4 first. So if x is gone, what is remaining? Minus 3 is. So this will be exactly matching. So if I take x minus 4 common, I will get x minus, here x, here negative 3, x minus 3. So the roots are x equal to 4 and x equal to 3. These are the two roots of that quadratic equation. Understood? So these are the very simple problems we have completed today. I'll check if there are more complicated problems which are there in the textbook. I'll try to cover it in the next video. Till then, you keep practicing. Write your answers in the comment box so that I'll check. And if you have any doubts, you can put into comment. I'll try to reply to your comments. Understood? Thank you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you really like the content, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so that you will get to know our videos whenever it gets uploaded. And share it with your friends, because sharing is a real type of caring. Thank you.